Greetings, and welcome to this glitch explanation for hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Okay, so what is this, and why is it so brutal? I'm going to record this video as if it's been removed, because this glitch will probably get fixed. So check the description if you want to know if you can still make this abomination. So we start with the Whizzbanger. This is an April Fool's weapon that was added a while ago. It's made out of a foregrip, some rails, and a little holder. Operation is very simple. You simply attach a round and it's that easy. Very simple, very not frustrating to use at all. You know, obviously there's some problems with this. First and foremost, accuracy, not great. A lot of recoil, and actually loading it. You have to go back over there right now. Soon, you'll be able to cause chaos again soon. You have to remove the casing and then add a new one. It's a hassle. Luckily, some genius realized that you can just shoot the pin and eject the round. So then people started making remote ones of these because you can also activate this with an explosion. So you can just set up a Whizzbanger somewhere between some platforms, put, say, a grenade or a spam cartridge next to it, remote detonate the spams, and all your Whizzbangers go off. So people were beating the IPSC range in the breaching scene in a fraction of a second because they can just set up a dozen of these everywhere and activate them all at once. Now, there is a Picatinny rail on the Whizzbanger. It's down here. Somebody realized that if you hold it from a foregrip, you get way less recoil. You get no recoil. If you hold it from a foregrip, there is no recoil. Normally, you wouldn't be able to operate the trigger on a weapon that you hold only by the foregrip, but because there is no trigger on the Whizzbanger, zero recoil if you activate it when you're holding the fore, or you're not holding it. It's only when you're holding this that there is recoil. If you're holding this, there is no recoil. I should have grabbed a foregrip that didn't look like the one that's already on it. Then somebody realized that, fire also sets off the Whizzbanger. And the last piece of the puzzle was the dispenser here. Obviously, you can only get this in scenes with the item spawner or in something like Meat Fortress. Let's turn on infinite ammo real fast. There we go. And let's grab ourselves our hammer again. So you can see I can fire this thing a lot faster because it's not replacing this with an empty cartridge. It's simply replacing it with itself. And again, so hey, if we can just mount fire back here close enough to the pin, it'll just keep going off forever. So that brings us, of course, to this monstrosity, which has no name. I looked on Reddit, which is where most of the videos of this thing exist, and people had called it, the weapon to surpass Metal Gear, or the Whizzbanger glitch. I am calling it the Super Whizzbanger, because it's the Whizzbanger, but better. And there is definitely a more optimal way to make this, but I just attached an axis shift, a rail extender, an axis shift, one of these bad boys, the 90-degree pieces, a canted rail, an axis shift, and then an axis shift, lined up perfectly with the little blue square, and then a micro torch, which is pointed right next to the pin. So when we put a round in, it goes off immediately. And how about we figure out its effective rate of fire? Because I theorize that it's between once every frame and once every other frame that this thing actually fires. Don't know for certain. We're about to find out. Okay. about 2,100 rounds. I don't know how long that was going. It looked to be about 40 rounds a second. This is probably, I mean, it's not the most accurate weapon in the game, but cartridge size to rate of fire to accuracy, probably the best you'll ever be able to do in this game, which is terrifying. Now, of course, you can really only get this in scenes with an item spawner. So things like Worst World or Rot Wieners or Taken Hold, you're never going to be able to get this. If you get the pieces, if you're playing Ricky Dicky Random in Taken Hold, and you get the Whizzbanger, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rail adapters, a foregrip, and a micro torch, sure, you deserve the win at that point. But you should just go play the lottery instead, because you're probably going to make a whole lot more money doing that than I will from the ad revenue from this video. And then even then, you'd have to have a way to get infinite ammo. The dispenser is the easiest because you just need to do this. But there's also, you know, infinite ammo power-ups in Taken Hold and things like that. But again, I doubt anyone will ever actually get the pieces to assemble this in Taken Hold. So this is essentially a range toy. It's one of these bad boys, you know. Yippee! You're only going to really be able to use this in scenes like Arizona Night, Arizona Day, obviously. The Christmas scene, any of the ranges. And, you know what, I've got some footage of me firing this thing at the friendly 45 range. Let's put that on screen. But I think that'll do it for our friend, the Super Whizzbanger. Again, if Anton has ever patched this beautiful beast out of the game, I will make sure to update the description and let you know that it is resting in peace. But until then, build a monstrosity, hold it by the foregrip and not by its regular grip. Grab some infinite ammo, and just go to town. This is a nightmare. This is actually what nightmares are made out of. And of course, because I know what you're thinking, yes, you can actually equip 2 of them at once. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.